Love 'em or hate 'em, most of us will need one of these to store our pots and our tools. But if the shed springs a leak because the roofing felt is damaged, it can ruin everything inside. Here's how to replace it. Refelting a shed roof is actually fairly straightforward, but it is all in the measurements. So do take your time at the beginning and then you won't go far wrong later on. What I'm looking for is a 50mm overhang on the eaves here and a 75mm overhang of felt on the gable ends, because we're going to use that overhangs to tuck in the edges so that it's all nice and neat. Now, when it comes to refelting a roof, first things first, identify how wide your rolls of felt are and then just offer that measurement up to the roof to see how many rows you're going to need. On most sheds, chances are you'll probably need about 3. That is one on this side, one on the other side, and then a third piece running right across the top, which will cover those 2 joints. On this shed, however, we only need 2, so it's even easier. Having factored in the width of our felt and the need for an overhang all the way round, I've gone round and marked where the felt is going to start. One more to do. So that one is going to be just there. So I've already done the other end on this side, so grabbing a straight edge, and any old piece of timber will do, I can just pop that on my 2 marks, like that, draw a line, and this is where our felt is going to start going that way, and then felting time. Right, I've measured the length of the shed, and now I need to add on 75mm for either end for the overhang, and then make the first cut. So we've got the length of the shed plus 75mm one side and 75mm the other, which is going to be about there. Measure twice, cut once. Okay, time to offer it up into position. Quick as a flash, the first bit's up. All I've done is measure the length of the shed, added on 75mm for either end, popped it on the ground, cut off the excess, offered up the piece back to the shed, made sure that it's parallel with the eaves, and nailed it on. It really is that simple. Time for the next bit. All I'm doing here is I've measured over from that end, I've measured over from that end, putting a board down between the 2 marks, because this is where my next piece of felt, or my last piece of felt, will start. Carefully line up the felt on the roof using your line as a guide. When placing your felt, ensure the sections of felt overlap so that when water runs down the roof, it goes over the sheets and not under them. You can use special adhesive to stick down the edges and secure it in place before you nail it. Measure along the edge at 100mm intervals, then hammer in felt nails all along the eave. The nails can be hammered in at 300mm intervals along the bottom section. Last clout going in, and then that will be the top done, and it'll be time to jump off and sort out the overhang. Using a sharp craft knife, cut at the centre point of the overhang and fold over. Again, you could use adhesive here to stick it down before nailing. Then nail in special felt nails or clouts at 100mm intervals to secure. Now, to fix the overhang down, so you want a spacing of about, 10 centimetres or so? And don't worry too much if you make a few little mistakes like I've done there. That's what your fascia's board for. Just covers up any mistakes. Secure the fascia board to the front using 40mm wood nails. You can part nail these in before offering up the fascia to make it easier. And now, all we've got to do, trim off the felt. Again, using your craft knife, run it along the underside of the fascia board to create a neat finish. Right then, just working along the sides here. Now on this model shed, it's just a simple case of wrapping the felt up and under and then popping in the clout invisibly under there to hold it in place. Now some sheds do come with a fascia which you put on the side, and all you do there is repeat as you would the front. Job done.